Oh, you almost went in through the restaurant?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
people get confused sometimes because it's like the same address.
Yeah.
John Kennedy, good to see you, buddy. We're freaking live.
Dude.
So, guys, John and I don't really know each other that well, but I can imagine this is going to be a great episode. We're going to get to know each other very well. So, dude, how often do people make John Kennedy jokes, man? Let's just get right to it.
Yeah, it's actually pretty much every person. I mean, like everyone, it's like the classic. What's your middle name? Did you get shot?
Is your middle name just F? What's your actual middle name?
No, it's not. My middle name's Berggren. My whole first name is John Henry. I have a space in it.
Oh, is Berggren your mom's last name?
Yeah, my mom's maiden name.
Okay.
Which also was my grandparents, both of their last names before they got married, which I don't know what that means, but I don't think it's the bad one.
Wait, they both had the same last name before they got married?
Yeah.
And that's that's not a common name. It's not like Smith.
No, yeah.
Freaking Jones, maybe something like that. That's nuts.
Yeah, I don't really know if they were related or... But I mean, my mom turned out fine, so she's not all deformed and stuff.
Right. So, were you named after the president though, or it was just kind of John was the good name right there?
Grandpa's name, and he was born, I think, before he was president. I don't know how long ago that was.
Where are you from initially?
I'm from Minnesota. Well, North Dakota, Fargo, North Dakota.
Oh wow, dude!
Yeah.
Nice. So, what is that considered? Midwest still or no?
Yeah, it's Midwest. Pretty much like Midwest, I feel like is like Minnesota and then over to like Montana, I think.
So how did you get to Minnesota and then get to New York? Let's break it all down, bro.
Well, I did stand up. Started when I was 17. I'm 23 now, so I started when I was 17. And I had always wanted to come here because this is, you see it on TV and stuff.
Mecca, sure.
And you're like, obviously, I want to go there. But I did college in North Dakota, and then I moved after I graduated.
What, like University of North Dakota?
MSUM, so technically it's in Minnesota, but it's like a mile out of North Dakota, so...
Wait, Minnesota and North Dakota are touching?
They're touching.
They border each other?
Yeah.
Bro, I did not know that. I feel like a lot of people probably wouldn't know that.
Really?
Maybe because you think of North Dakota would be more north, even though Minnesota is extremely north and cold.
Yeah, I mean, North Dakota is like before Canada, so it can't be more north.
Right.
I wouldn't be American.
Fair
and I
enough.
need to be American.
That's true, bro. That's how you're here in New York. No green card, just a green shirt. So, John, how did you get to New York from Minnesota in developing your comedy? Were you just like, all right, I'm in Minnesota doing comedy. I want to get to a bigger place, and you just like jumped on a whim? Like, how did you get here?
Yeah, so I got lucky. We had a really good club in North Dakota, so I got to do that all the time.
What club is that?
So it's called The Cellar, because the owners came to New York, liked it, wanted to start a club, came back, and then named it. It's in a cellar though, so it's like we can't say that it's completely ripped off. But
how many seats is it?
Probably like 100.
Okay, so how did you get involved with that club? Were you doing open mics there first, or
I mean, there's not many. There's like 20 comics in all of North Dakota, and that's like the place to do it. So like we would get people all the time that come in, and then I just got lucky that they kind of started right when I kind of started. So
the club opened like when you started doing stand up.
Yeah, so we would help promote and stuff, and then it was like we would help run the club. So it was because they didn't really they knew what they were doing, but it wasn't you can't.
How often do they have shows?
They probably have shows every other weekend, but they had like an open mic every week. But the open mics in North Dakota are different from here because open mics there are like shows. Like every Wednesday, it would be like packed with like 70 people.
And how close did you live to the club though?
I was probably like a few miles.
But like most people, would they just come from all over? They'd come from like Minnesota as well, and then other parts of North Dakota?
Yeah, we would have people from Bismarck, North Dakota, which is like a 2-hour drive. But there's it's like, I don't see why you don't just start something and we'll go there too.
Totally. How small was your town?
Our town was about, Fargo's like the biggest city. I'd say probably like 100-some-thousand.
So you were right in the main city of North Dakota.
Yeah.
Is Fargo the capital of North Dakota?
Bismarck is the capital.
Okay.
Yeah. But Fargo is like the, hipster, like people have like no.
Oh, nice.
Stuff.
Growing up there, how much time did you actually spend there? Were you just there for like the first few years of your life, or you spent like high school and whatever out there?
So I moved to North Dakota in high school. So I've moved a lot. So I lived in Mankato, Minnesota. North St. Paul, Minnesota, Minneapolis.
So just to interrupt you quickly, we played. I played tennis at UConn, and we played.
Really?
Yeah, we played like a bunch of schools when we went on a Florida trip. We played Mankato State.
Yeah, no, they're
like a Division
good
II
at
school.
sports.
Yeah.
Did you guys win?
Yeah, we killed them. They weren't that good. At tennis,
no,
though,
they
I'll
suck
say.
at sports. They're awful. They're the worst team. Mankato was pretty fun though. They the Adam Thielen for the Vikings, he went there.
Oh, okay.
The hometown kid.
Nice. Great.
I feel like I have no idea who that guy is.
What was it like growing up there compared to New York?
I mean, it's so different. I mean, but I didn't really grow up here. Like, I always look at kids here and I'm like, what's it like getting on the subway to go to school?
That's what I did, man.
That's
when
what
I
you
grew
did.
up here. Yeah, like 13, 14 years old, we really start to see, like, parents would kind of give you just, like, the freedom because it's so hard to get around. And for parents to, like, pick you up from a certain place, it's not realistic. It's not like you live in the suburbs and you drive 10 minutes and pick up your son or daughter. It's kind of like, all right, your son or daughter is here, you know where they are, and then they should be at this particular place at this time. And if they're not, then there's an issue.
That's still scary though. You know, like,
yeah, for sure. I mean, like, if your kid is getting into trouble, New York City is probably not the place you want them to be getting into trouble, right? You probably want them to be getting into trouble, maybe North Dakota, because maybe it's not, I don't know, as much trouble as you would get into in like in New York City. I don't really know how that works. Maybe you had like a bunch of kids at school who didn't really do much. Was there a lot to do like in high school?
No, it's pretty much just like you hang out, play video games.
Was you at the mall?
Yeah, we had a big mall, and it wasn't like big, but it was like big for us because we're like, this is awesome. It's like where we can hang, and there's so many stores, and so that's where like all the emo kids would hang out, and they still do.
How long have you been in New York?
I've been in New York for about a year now almost.
And you love it or what?
I love it. Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's the best place on earth.
I see you hanging in a bunch of places. How did you get integrated with all these people?
Yeah,
These New York comics.
Hi, I'm John. I just moved here. I saw your set, thought you were funny. You know, it's just pretty much, I just started, I've also found like a kind of a group of people that I hang out with. So it's like, and I knew a few Minneapolis, Minnesota. I would go there to do stand up a lot, and I met guys, and they moved out here. So,
oh, really? Like who? Which guys?
Tommy Bear.
Okay.
Really funny guy.
Okay.
Very funny. Jeffrey Asmus.
And these are guys who are
Very
older.
funny guy.
They're older than you.
Yeah, I mean, like, pretty much everyone of my friends is older than me because stand up isn't like a. I don't know, like I started young, so I was always friends with like 40-year-olds.
Yeah,
you know, like
yeah,
I'm
for
always
sure.
friends with like
you still are. I see.
I remember I was like, I wanted to like also hang out with kids my age. Like I tried, but I remember like I was in college and my friend Markway, he's like 40. He works at this car dealership and we would do stand up together. And I was trying to, my friend, he was like, yeah, we're throwing a party. And I was like, cool, can my friend Markway come? They're like, who's that? I'm like, he's just my friend. And then
This is a car salesman.
Yeah, I just brought like this 40-year-old guy to like this college house party.
And he looked young. Did he look the part?
No.
From Minneapolis, you moved to New York right after college.
From Fargo, I moved to New York.
Okay. Did you want to get out of there like your whole life?
Yeah, I mean, like, when you're in high school, you're just kind of thinking about high school. I'm not really looking at what else I want to do. But once I started stand-up and I really liked it a lot, I was like, all right, yeah, like, there's not much going on here. But we, like, made stuff happen.
Are you still friendly with people from high school? And what do you mean you made stuff happen?
Yeah, I am still friendly with people from high school. We don't talk like a ton, but I still like I play fantasy football with them.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Dude,
like,
that really does bring people together,
It really
especially
does.
bros. Like I had to stop doing it just because like I really couldn't pay attention as much as my competitors. Fantasy football, for those who don't know, basically you have like 12 people in a league.
Yeah.
And
12's too much. 10.
Right, sure. 10.
That's why you
10
left,
people-
'cause you were in a 12-person
dude,
league.
I was overwhelmed. 10 people in a league. Week to week, you get points based on how many yards your receiver gets, how many touchdowns your quarterback throws, rushing yards, whatever. And it does bring like a bond together. And there's always a group chat that is involved in that.
There's always a group chat, but it also brings out the worst in humanity playing fantasy football. You really just get to see people, like if a guy gets injured, you're like, oh, fuck you. You know, it's like he's hurt. He doesn't even know you
get, like,
exist.
legitimately
Yeah.
mad at the players.
So I like, there's part of me that wants to quit, but then every year I'm like, all right, let's do who am I?
How much is your buy-in usually?
They try to bring it up every year. I think 50 is the best just because like I don't want to put like more than like they wanted to bring it up to like 500, which is like from 50 to 500. I was like, no,
it's
that's
aggressive.
first off, that's insane. And they're like, what about 200? And I was like, no, how about 50?
Well, how many people place though? If the-
Top
were to be-
3, I think third gets like half their money back, second gets like whatever, and then first gets like half of all the money.
So like a good amount of that
Yeah.
particular money.
Yeah.
What football team? Oh, I guess you like the Vikings.
Yeah, the
out there.
Minnesota, everything.
Minnesota Wild hockey team.
Yeah.
What else? The Minnesota Lynx WNBA
Oh,
team.
the best basketball team.
Yes, amazing. What else besides that? What's going on?
Twins. I was
Minnesota
a big
Twins,
baseball fan.
Yes.
Whatever tennis team is there. I know you like tennis.
Yeah. University of Minnesota.
Yeah,
I don't know.
team.
Does North Dakota have a tennis team? I don't know. I don't think I've seen it. University of North Dakota.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, there's like University of North Dakota and then NDSU. We had like a big football team, but it was FCS, not whatever the
FBS.
FBS. Yeah, we had so we would win every single year in that, and then they're like, "How about we move up?" And it's like, guys, let's just be happy that we're winning every. Like, if we move up, it's just gonna be boring. We're just going to be playing great teams and losing, you know?
Did you guys end up moving to FBS, the football team?
No, they didn't. I think the school knew they wouldn't stand a chance. But, like, Carson Wentz went there, and Trey Lance, he's in the NFL now.
Carson Wentz, I'm familiar. Trey Lance,
he's going to start for the 49ers next year.
I don't know if I've ever met anyone from North Dakota, man. Do you find...
Yeah, no, I know.
Do you find that you've met other people, like, in other states that are from North Carolina? I mean, North Carolina, excuse me. North Dakota.
Yeah, I mean... I've never, like, I can kind of, when I meet someone from North Dakota, it's always like an exciting thing, you know? I'm like, oh my God.
Sure.
And then, especially if they're from the same town, that's like insane.
Are most towns spread out, though?
Yeah, it's pretty much like a 4-hour drive through farm, and then like little towns where it's like population 60 and they all work there. And
60, wow.
I've done shows there where you just go to like these bars and everyone in town goes. Everyone in town makes like a fine comedy room, you know, because it's like the bar in town. And then they always want to drink with you, and it's pretty fun.
That's such a unique experience.
It's definitely it definitely helped out a lot that I got that opportunity.
Were you headlining out there?
Yeah, some of them. I mean, like when I first started, I would go on the road with this guy Nathan Folsabach, who was just like this. He was my friend, and he is from one of those small towns. So he would set up these mini tours, and we'd go on. And
love that.
Yeah, it was pretty fun though.
How many people were in your high school graduating class?
Graduating, God, I don't know. It was probably like 300 something.
Anybody go to like Ivy League schools or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, every school has a few geniuses, especially in like a big city, you know.
Right, that's what I was thinking.
I remember there was
Mona, she's killing it. Harvard?
I think
or Yale?
Yeah, it was like one of the... She had like a... I remember everyone, when we found out she got like a 34 on her ACT or whatever, we're like, whoa. And I fucked up. I got like a 17 or something.
Did you ever go to South Dakota, or is that far?
South Dakota sucks.
But they have...
Okay, wait, don't... I mean, they don't suck.
Yeah, fucking blurt that out.
Yeah,
we're cutting that. What's it? Mount Rushmore they have there, right?
Yeah, they have Mount Rushmore, and they just have like I don't know. It just never... It's like bigger, so North Dakota feels more like a... Like, I'm sure South Dakota says that about North Dakota. They're like, North Dakota's like...
Well, why do you think North Dakota is better than South Dakota?
Because my friends are there. Probably. I don't know.
That's fair. Is there potentially more going on in South Dakota because of the... What is it called? I just said the
Mount
name.
Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, Mount Rushmore, the Badlands. Yeah, so
I don't know
those
if I've
two
heard
things.
of the Badlands. Have you been to Mount Rushmore?
Yeah. Wall Drug. You know Wall Drug? It's like an old drugstore from like the 1900s.
It's in South Dakota?
Yeah, it's like a famous place. And then the corn.
Cornfields?
Yeah, they have like a museum of corn or something.
Oh, wow. All right, so there are interesting things to do over there.
In South Dakota, they have this place, Boss's Comedy Club, which is I don't know if they used to do it in a pizza shop. It was kind of fun, but now it's in like they had to move it because the pizza place went out of business because no one liked the pizza. Mm-hmm. So, and the shows, you know, you're not going to sustain just shows in South Dakota. So they went out of business, and I actually have a funny story. They ran it out of this fucking, it was like a ballroom in a hotel, and there was a pool outside, like a big water park pool, and like kids were swimming. And we went, I guess it's not really funny, it's more sad, but we went into this show. It was insane. We went and did this show, and there was this cop that was outside of the hotel, and he was like pounding the hood of his car. And we're like, what is his deal? And we like go in, and there was like, people were like all sad in there. And we're like, what the hell? And we went and found like the booker of the show, and we're like, what's the deal? Why is everyone sad? And they're like, oh yeah, a kid just drowned in the pool. And we're like, oh my God, that's horrible.
They didn't have lifeguards in the water park?
Yeah, we're like, that's horrible. And then he's like, so we could start in like an hour? Like, start in like an hour? What? Why is this show even it happened right there.
It was in the comedy show space? Or on the
right
property?
Outside. Yeah. I'm like, what do you mean start in an hour? But I mean, we did it, and it was fun, and we had a great time, but like...
So you're still having fun doing comedy even out there? You moved directly to Bushwick? when you were in New York, or did you live somewhere else first in New York?
Yeah, moved pretty much directly to, because I was like, I did like research, you know, I was like, what's like the cheapest place to live?
But Bushwick is still kind of expensive.
Yeah,
no?
I mean, but not when you live with like 4 people. I'm paying like $700, which is fine.
And you
know?
like your roommates?
Yeah, I like my roommates. They're both comics, so it's like fun.
Both dudes?
Yeah, both dudes.
That's great. And you guys like kind of hit the same shows for the most part?
Yeah, all dude talk all the time.
Nice.
But yeah, I enjoy it, you know?
What was the first comedy experience you had in New York?
First comedy experience. I went to the Grizzly Pear open mic, and I bombed the worst I've ever bombed in my whole life. And I went, oh, I suck. I put in my head, I was like, oh, I'm not good at it. I thought I was like good. Like I've been doing this for 5 years. I was like, I thought I was good. And then I was like, I suck. And then I went,
go ahead.
and then I just went to another one and I did fine. And I was like, oh, okay.
Were you trying the same stuff though that you had been doing at this first open mic?
Yeah, I mean, like I was trying stuff that I knew would work and it didn't work. And I was like, oh, this stuff doesn't work.
But there's also not really a crowd at that particular setting,
but
right?
I didn't know, like, I'd never like been here. I was like, oh, these people just are hard and they don't want to, but now I go and I don't listen, you know, you're just like kind of on your phone.
Yeah. What's been the most fun thing in comedy since you've been here?
Most fun thing?
I guess best experience.
That's a tough question.
Yeah, dude, it's freaking deep. We get deep here.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe like a good show where you were like, all right, I'm a New York guy.
Yeah, I guess what is the best experience I've had? Yeah, I guess I did Derek and Gio's show. That was pretty fun. Yeah.
The 23-1?
Yeah, 23-1. Yeah, they pack it out very hard.
They've both been on the podcast, and they are both extremely interesting individuals.
Yeah.
How far they've come to, produce that show.
It's insane.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm bringing Derek through North Dakota, too.
Oh,
so,
yeah?
Yeah, we're going in August.
Nice.
I'm excited to see how they like him.
You have shows out there?
Yeah, set up like a little tour thing.
That's great, man. And your family is still there?
Family's still there.
How much of your family is still out there? Like mom, dad, or your cousins also?
No one besides my family lives in North Dakota, but pretty much my whole family lives in Minnesota. So their closest family is probably like a 40-minute drive.
How'd you guys end up there?
We ended up there. My dad got a job teaching up there. So he's an English theater teacher.
At college?
The deadly dude. No, for a high school. And then, so we went up there, and my mom's special ed, so she found a school to teach at. And then, yeah, we just were like, let's go to North Dakota.
Do you ever have any interest in maybe like getting a house there when you're older and actually moving back?
No, I have no interest in
So do you think you kind of had a leg up on other people who weren't really just moving away from their hometown and being like, all right, I need to succeed? For example, like somebody who is your age and lives in New Jersey, they were born in New Jersey, they still would live there and travel to the city. But do you feel like you have an advantage because you just moved to like this whole new place and now you just have to make shit work?
I don't know. I don't really know. I mean, everyone's kind of like different. I feel like if you're just if you put in the work and like, write and stuff, like eventually it's just gonna fall into place, or it won't. But I always like to think on optimistic side. So I mean, I could have like an advantage for moving here instead of being born here. But I think New Yorkers have advantages, like privileges of being born here and then just being able to say I'm from New York. That's how I look at it, at least. But also North Dakota is a very it's definitely a good conversation starter.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, as I said before, I've never met anyone from there. Have you met anyone from North Dakota when you've been in New York?
I met up with a few people that I know moved out here, but it's like prior knowing.
Oh, yeah. I meant just like randomly, like at a bar in North Dakota. Yeah, it's a great conversation starter, dude. Are you on the dating apps too?
No, not really.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, you put freaking North Dakota
But
in
when I
your
am on the
bio,
dating
you're
apps,
good.
I do put from North Dakota, yeah.
How do you meet people here outside of comedy? How have you been meeting people?
I mean, I don't really need to meet people outside of comedy.
I like that.
You know what I mean? Like,
you're right, bro. Nose to the freaking ground.
Yeah, like
all you need to do is meet comedy people.
Yeah, like if
That's what you're interested in.
It's usually after a show or like if I know, but I'm not like going out of my way. I guess work. I work with all Dominican people, so I have them as friends now. But they don't really speak any English, so I'm just like.
Do you speak Spanish?
No.
Oh.
So we're just kind of like, I have to do, if I'd make them laugh at work, I have to do like physical humor, like pretending to slip on a banana. Put the pen in the nose. Yeah.
Do the walrus.
Yeah. Just the laughing, whoop, 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 or whatever.
How old are your roommates?
Roommates, 28 and 32.
And you found them randomly, or you've known them?
So
You
one
said
of
they
them,
were comics.
yeah, one of them is Jeffrey Asmus, who's from Minneapolis. He's moving out soon, but I knew him prior, so he moved in. And then Dan Wicks, do you know him?
Yeah, I know the name.
Yeah. So I met him in Minneapolis too. He was doing the set, and then we did a. And then he was like, "Want to move in?" And I was like, "Yeah, I need a place."
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and I was like stressed too, because I remember when I moved here, I was like, "Fuck, it's been a month. I haven't found a place."
Where were you staying? Just couches?
So yeah, I was staying on couches, and then they were like, "All right, like I really need this room, so you can't stay here anymore." I'm like, "All right, I'll find another place." And then I went and stayed on my friend's couch. And then I stayed on like the floor of my friend's Airbnb that he was renting because he didn't have a place yet either, and we were gonna try and find a place. And then Dan the Savior was just like, "Hey, I know you're here. Do you want a $700 room?" And I was like, "Yes."
When was this?
This was about. I moved here September 1st, so this was probably September 28th or something. Like literally right before I was like, "Well, now I got to make a choice. Am I getting an Airbnb or am I gonna like?" So yeah.
Did you sign, or are you guys going to sign a new lease September 1st? Is that when the lease started, or no?
He's lived there for like 5 years, I think, something like that.
With 3 other roommates, though?
Like they've all like kind of moved out, new ones moved in, they moved out. So it's just kind of been like he's good with the landlord, and I just send my money to him directly. I don't know what the rule is on that. Just I don't know if that's illegal or not, but that's what we do. I just send him money.
What did the rents kind of look like in North Dakota? Like when you were there, when your boys were looking for apartments when they were like 22, 23?
Dude, my friend has like a probably double the size of this, and it's like he's paying like 500. Like it's insane, and it's like all new appliances. It's just like insane.
500 for real?
Yeah, 500 for real. Like 3 bedrooms. It's nuts.
And everything is pretty spread out in North Dakota to the point where people can just have these buildings and then have a ton of space in them.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like you could just be a real person. You know, you don't have to be like, "Oh, how am I gonna?" It's like, no, you have all of it, and your job will pay you enough.
And like restaurant costs aren't too crazy there.
What do you mean? Like,
I mean, here, if you go out to dinner, if you go on a date here, like, there's no way you're spending under $50.
oh yeah,
Can you do that there?
Dude, I went back like 2 weeks ago, and I hadn't been able to go to bars because I was, I guess I went to bars, but like I didn't really remember. But I went back, and it was like $1 or like $2 for a Bud Light. I was like, oh my god. This is amazing.
Yeah, it's like a small markup. In college, we had this thing called Nickel Night where you could get 4 drinks for $1, and it was from 6 p.m. to 7:30. So like when we were underage, like we knew to go to the bar close to 6 p.m. as possible.
Yeah.
Go in there, get all the drinks, and then we'd just be wasted, passed out by like 7:30.
That was in New York?
No, that was at UConn. I went to
Okay,
UConn for college, and then came back here to New York.
Yeah, Connecticut's probably pretty cheap. They
Yeah.
don't have much going on either.
Yeah, I mean the sports programs at my college was
yeah.
insane. Like the basketball was great, men's and women's, football, soccer, and then I played on the tennis team. And the reason I kind of went there was because the sports teams were so great, and they had like this notoriety to like where I wanted to just go there for the sports.
Were you? That's like D1, right?
Yeah.
UConn. So
Division
my friend played D1 tennis, and I was wondering, do you like
Where?
Omaha? Something.
Nebraska?
Yeah.
Like University of Nebraska?
I think. I'm not really sure.
Probably. I mean, that would be like the only really D1 team. I think that would be in Omaha, Nebraska.
Because I remember he was like he played baseball. He had like a 600. Like he was insane. Like he was the best tennis player in North Dakota by far. And then he was like really good in the Midwest. Is it like you get like ranked, right? Or like you want to get like 5 stars or something?
When you're in high school, you play competitive local tournaments, and then depending on how good you do in those, potentially you'd go to national tournaments. You don't necessarily need to go to national tournaments because they'll have your ranking based on just the regional tournaments and sectionals and stuff like that. So you can get a pretty high national ranking by just doing those things and staying local. But then eventually, like if you're a serious top player and you're able to drive to a state that's 8 hours away, if you're going to Illinois, something like that, then that would happen. But for the most part, like you'd want to be 5 stars and then move around the country to try and get a higher ranking.
What were you?
I, at my highest, was like around 150, man. 150 in the country and 18 and under.
Damn.
I mean,
that's
it's crazy to think that that's not even really that good, man. Like,
That's
to be
still good.
but to be 150 in the country, it means that like you have no shot of going pro. You got to be like top 5 in the country in every single age group, and then by the time you're 19 or 20, you got to be on tour being pro already.
I think the glass is half full. I think there's 400 million people in this country. And I think you were
That's true,
of the
bro.
top 150.
Not in
of the 18-year-olds.
Yeah, in the 18 under. I am an optimist, absolutely. But like looking back on tennis is just such a grueling sport when it's like individually focused on just your mental game. You know what I mean?
Dude, super mental. Same with baseball. I feel like those two are very like football. You can just be big and be good at it. Basketball, tall, be good at it. But baseball and tennis, after you mess up, you just start like freaking out at yourself. Like that's bad. I chose between baseball and tennis when I was like 12 years old. Really?
Which one to like play competitively? Because I won MVP in my little league when I was 12, dude. And then the week after that, I just decided to take on tennis full time because I cannot stand people missing fucking pop flies in the outfield or overthrowing first base. I was pissed. You played sports in high school?
Yeah, I played baseball, basketball, and soccer. Those were my sports. Well, baseball was number one.
How was the competition?
Competition, it's it's still like people practicing a sport and like playing it, so it's still good competition. Like I remember this kid in North Dakota playing baseball. He had like a 700 average because he was insanely good, and he went D1 and then he dropped out to chase a girl, and then she broke up with him. Yeah. I don't want to say a name, but
you don't have to, bro. But Jesus, poor guy dropped out of college to chase a girl.
Yeah,
guys, don't do that. All right, let the girls come to you.
It's like
other way around.
Yeah, you're
either
playing,
way, vice versa, both ways.
She was like a model though, so you gotta
pregnant.
You gotta draw out. She won Miss North Dakota, dude. So
she wasn't pregnant though.
No, wasn't pregnant. Yeah.
Anybody ever go pro in one of those sports? Maybe from your high school or from North Dakota? You're like, oh, that kid in our league is playing at frickin' whatever now.
I mean, I don't know about people my age, but like Carson Wentz in football, like he was a Bismarck guy, went and played college, and now he like has a Super Bowl ring. And that, like, if you go to any sporting goods store, any Target, any place, there's always Carson Wentz jerseys
in North Dakota.
And every whatever team he's playing for, there's if he plays
like
for
the Eagles or whatever.
When he was on the Colts, it's all Colts gear now, and when he was on the Eagles, all Eagles gear, because like we don't have a team, so we just love people that are from here.
What's the biggest stadium in North Dakota?
The Fargo Dome. It's like where NDSU plays football.
NDSU,
North Dakota State. That's the college team.
I've seen. They're Division II.
No, they're Division I FCS.
Okay, because I've seen on TV.
Yeah.
I've seen on TV like the national championship, and I'm pretty sure I've seen NDSU.
Yeah.
How many seats does the Fargo Center hold?
The Fargo Dome is probably Fargo Dome. It's a dome, dude. Get it right.
Yeah, my bad.
It's probably like, I don't know, probably like 15,000. I'm so bad at judging numbers, but I mean it seats probably 15,000.
Has there been any thoughts or talks, and maybe you wouldn't know about this, to add a sports team to North Dakota, like a major league sports team? Is there a soccer team there? MLS?
No. We don't.
North Dakota.
We're all Minnesota
balls.
or like Wisconsin, Green Bay and Minnesota. Those are always two big rivals.
And how close were you to the border? Maybe you said it before.
Of Minnesota, probably like 3 miles. Like it's right there. Like we're basically in Minnesota.
Are there any laws that like when you were in high school you were like, all right, let's go to friggin' Minnesota, smoke some weed, and then come back to North Dakota? North Dakota, yeah.
No, North Dakota is definitely more chill. I feel like if you get a ticket in North Dakota, like a speeding ticket, the price is just however much you're going over. So let's say you're going like 50 and a 40.
That's
the ticket's
pretty
$10.
chill.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Is that just because there's nobody really driving on the roads that much?
Yeah, I think they're
or
just
super spread out.
I think they're just like, guys, we're all friends here, you know. Let's all chill out. But then it's like we're not all friends there, you know, because there's people there that I don't know. Our governor is a billionaire, which is insane. I always say that, and I don't think people really take that in. But that's really crazy that the guy deciding everything.
I think I may have seen that in a Forbes article. He's the richest man in North Dakota, also,
and he's the governor.
Do you think that's good, though, for the state?
No. Well, I mean,
it might not be bad for a state like North Dakota, though.
Here's what I will say. It is kind of cool. I don't mind him that much, but I think it's insane, and I think that there's always going to be money, you know, running everything. But he added our first skyscraper into town, so.
How many stories? Do you know?
No, probably like 30-something.
So he's building the downtown area?
Yeah, he kind of owns all of downtown Fargo.
What does he do? What's his job?
I know he works in like power, like whatever, farming equipment stuff, and then he also just owns like bars and stuff.
Are there like a lot of politics in North Dakota, Democratic, Republican stuff? Or
I feel like
really?
Most people there are probably Republican. I mean, it's like a red state, but if you go into like downtown Fargo, it's pretty hipster, like nose rings and septum piercings. And,
Do people own a lot of land there?
yeah. People get a lot of land, especially in like I know friends that lived on farms, and they're just like, it's just so much.
It's just thousands of acres.
Yeah, like they just have like a trampoline and.
What do they do on the land though? Do they like have cattle, and corn fields?
Snowmobile. They just go.
Oh, right.
I mean, like, yeah, they have like a wheat or whatever. Corn. Corn's pretty big.
Right.
North Dakota is also like we're one of the most wealthy states because of our oil. That's like a big thing for us, is that we have a lot of oil and people need oil.
So does that mean that like the taxes are lower and stuff like that?
I don't know. Could be. I don't really know. I don't know. My dad always did my taxes. I don't know I don't know what I'm doing.
Are your parents going to be there the rest of their lives? It looks like it.
I don't think they want to be. I think they kind of want to move to New York now that I'm hyping it up to them. Because my dad they're from Minneapolis, which is a very big city. Obviously not as big as here, but like it's like 3 times the size of Fargo, and skyscraper, like twin. They have pro teams. They really wanted to move there, but now they're kind of like they're from there, but now they kind of want to move here because I'm like, this is a place to be. What else do you want to do?
Do you have an area that they should check out?
No.
Like even the areas upstate
cheap.
or like Westchester, freaking Yonkers, White Plains, places that are just super close to the city.
Yeah.
I don't know how affordable they are, but like, I mean, it's nice. It's nice to be close to New York, man. New York City, Manhattan.
I mean, I feel like an apartment here has to be cheaper than a house. I mean, I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, it depends with the interest rates and all this nonsense going on with the government. Whatever, we won't get too political here.
Yeah, we're not doing that right now.
But in terms of coming to New York, feeling it out for the past almost year, man, not even a year.
Yeah.
You feel like you've settled in nicely?
I do think I've settled in. Yeah,
I agree, bro. I started seeing you probably like 4 or 5 months ago, and now I just see you more and more.
Yeah, I see you too, because I'm always like, I like going to, I like going to, I think the Stand is a really fun place to hang out at, Because I when I first moved here, I'm like, I don't really know where I'm going to go. So I was like just going to these comedy clubs. And there's New York Comedy Club, The Cellar, and then the Stand. I feel like those are like the biggest ones.
And the Stand kind of feels like a high school cafeteria in a great way.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like so big. That's what I liked about the club in Fargo is the upstairs was like this whole bar. So we'd hang out up there, and then the club was downstairs. We'd go down. That's what I like about the Stand. But like if you go to like New York Comedy Club, it's just like this little closet that you can hang out in.
Well, would people who aren't comics hang out in the North Dakota upstairs room, or just be comics?
I mean, it's a full bar, so it's like, yeah, but then there's still room for them, That's kind of what it is at the Stand, too. It's like there's so much room.
Yeah, even people who aren't on shows that particular night, people are just out there hanging.
Yeah.
And then also with the outdoor vibe, it really is great. Yeah, like I said, up the high school cafeteria.
Yeah, and it's easier to meet people when there's a lot of space, because then if the conversation is going nowhere, you can go somewhere else, You don't have to leave entirely. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
If you're like, all right, see ya, and then you just
turn
turn around.
Oh, dude, I got these glasses. You like any of these? Want to throw one on, bro?
Sorry, I kind of spilled on myself.
I got some wood. Look at these.
Oh yeah,
These are cute, right?
Where'd you get them? Party City?
No, I got them on Amazon for like $10. Could have been Party City. Lobster. I'm vegan, bro. So this is
Oh, you're a vegan.
Yeah, so this is fitting. I got the lobster on my face. It's an alive lobster, okay? The pod's getting silly.
Jeez.
Yeah, pick whichever one you want, bro.
All right, I'm gonna do the Irish.
What kind of stuff are you eating here now that we're on the topic of food?
Oh, look at that. It kind of goes down. Here, wait, hold on. I gotta pick a different one. This is tickling my lip.
Oh, those watermelons.
Yeah, here we go.
right
The
now.
watermelon one. Speaking of, that's what I like watermelon a lot.
I like watermelon too.
I'm trying to eat healthier because I feel like
Nice.
when I'm like getting groceries now. I feel like when I
Oh,
moved here,
wow.
I
Bro,
wasn't-
groceries I think are more expensive than just doing Chipotle every day.
You think so?
I think I freaking tallied it out. If you get like a $15 from Chipotle, which is insane to spend at Chipotle, you usually spend like $11 or $12 at Chipotle. But if you spend $15, you get the burrito thing on the side. You can make 2 burritos with that, bro. And that's lunch and dinner, or freaking just one meal a day or whatever it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I spent like I don't know. I don't budget. Like, I don't look at what I'm spending. I just am like, I feel like the movies and people said this is better, you know? But yeah, you're probably right to get. I was just going to like delis and like getting a sub,
like a sandwich or
like
whatever
every day, and now I'm like, I don't think I should be doing.
Do you have any spots in Bushwick that you go to a lot though?
Yeah, I mean, there's delis like right by my house, so I'll go there, get a, just.
What's your favorite part of the city?
What do you mean favorite part? Like just
favorite neighborhood.
Favorite neighborhood.
Like the Santa's in Union Square. You're in Bushwick. The Grizzly Pear's in the West Village.
When I first moved here, I really liked Times Square a lot because I was just like, this is nothing like North Dakota. Like, this is the most opposite of North Dakota is Times Square. But now I like, I kind of like by my house, fun coffee shops, and just sit, chill a little bit.
Do you have any places that you would want to move after you move out?
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe like the Lower East Side. I always just be because I feel like that's where I am most of the time is the Lower East Side. So if I could be around there, but it's pretty expensive there, so I can't really do it. I work in a donut shop now. That's what I
Where?
Dough Donuts in Flatiron.
Dough Donuts. What kind of stuff do they have you doing?
Just working the register, selling donuts.
You don't make them back there?
No. That's so all my coworkers. I work with like 15 Dominican women, and they all make the donuts, and then they all roast me. They always call me Gringo, and
oh, that's very cute. They're
I love it.
Endearing.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Do one of them own it?
No, this guy Steve owns it. Steve's pretty cool. That's how I met him, and that's how. Sorry, this is like really itching my nose. I'm like really trying to itch this.
Oh, good.
I'll hold him like this so you can still get product placement for Amazon.
Yeah,
they need that. Yeah,
I'll take him.
Oh, thank you. I needed a job when I moved here, right? Because I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I saved up some money, so I was like, well, I have like some money saved up. But I was like, I got to get a job right away. And I met this guy, Steve, who ran Dough Donuts. And it was at, what's that outdoor festival in Williamsburg where it's like all Smorgasbord. Yeah. And
you met him at a stand there?
Yeah, my friend was like, dude, my friend works at Dough. You got to hire this guy. And I was like, thank you. Like, all right, that's like a lot. But yeah, I mean, I am looking for a job. And he was like, all right, I'll see where I can place you.
How many hours a week are you working there?
Probably like 20 to 30, just kind of in that range.
Nice,
yeah,
bro.
Just kind of like a part-time-ish / full-time-ish sometimes,
So that and comedy right now are the main things.
Yeah. Luckily, I can like if I want to, I can go back to North Dakota and make money doing that. It's like if I wanted to set up a show.
How much time are you going to spend when you go out there in August? Like how much time are you going to spend there?
We have like we're going to be there for like a week, and I pretty much got like a show most of the nights.
That's great.
Yeah. We'll get a lot of good stage time.
So is Derek staying with your family?
Yeah, he's going to stay in my house. I'm kind of excited for them to meet him because he's different from my dad. Very different. But he has that kind of like fatherly role, where he's like, I wouldn't do that. But yeah, I'm kind of excited for them to interact because I feel like they're going to be opposites, but they're going to hit it off.
Opposites attract, bro.
Yeah. Derek's closer to my dad in age than me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Derek's like 40 something.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 30, bro.
You're 30?
Yeah, okay. Man. 30 and a half.
30 and a half?
When's your birthday?
June 22nd.
Oh, okay, so it just passed.
Yeah, so I'm like 23 and...
A month?
Yeah, and
something like that?
Or something, yeah.
Very cool. Cool, man. John Kennedy, man, thank you so much for coming on the pod.
Thank you.
And we will get John Kennedy on the Ted Jones Comedy Show. You guys just wait to a later date. John, shout out your socials right here. We'll pop it up.
All right, Instagram, I'm John Henry Kennedy.
Pop that shit up, bro. Hold it, bro. Hold it right here.
Okay.
No, hold the thing.
I was like, do I high five you? I need to have more energy. I don't know. John Henry Kennedy on Instagram. This is it. I hate having this long name because it's going to be off the screen, And if you're deaf watching this, you're not going to be able to see the whole thing.
Could you change? Well, do you want to change it?
No, because I've had it for too long. It's on like cards now that I give, Like when I tell people, I can't they'll watch back and be like, that's not it anymore. So John Henry Kennedy, Twitter at Frazzle My Gimp, and my TikTok is John is Toasted.
Freaking, it's all here, guys. Follow this guy, and we'll see you next time. Peace.